Saba7o. Welcome back to Womena's channel. I'm Elissa Freiha, founder of Womena. Last week was Eid. So Eid Mubarak to you all. Happy Eid. I hope you had a beautiful time with your families and a blessed, fun, crazy time with your friends and loved ones. And this week, I got to go to Ain Sokhna to see my best friend and spend my first Egyptian Eid with her Egyptian family. And along the way, we dissected a little bit of what's the right balance of wokeness when you're visiting family and friends in order to avoid conflict. Stick around for this week's episode of Eid by the Red Sea is a little bit crazy, especially the town that I live in. It explodes. And so out of nowhere, there's traffic, all the shops and the cafes and the nightclubs are all of a sudden busy and booming and packed with people. And so I was advised to take some time out of our town during the Eid break. And it just so happens that my best friend was coming back from Stockholm to visit her family only 3 hours away. From Womena to Sokhna, I'm about to see my best friend and I'm so excited to see her. Yeah. Coming for you, man. Coming for you, man. You're about to meet one of my favorite humans and it's a blessing. Hi, Iman. Hi. Well, Saba7o to you, cutie pie. Iman's family just like accepted me with open arms and welcomed me into their home and into their culture and their traditions. So good. So good. I'm eating something called basbousa. Basbousa. Basbousito. Basbousa. Basbas. The water is so cold. It's fresh, it's beautiful, it's clear, it's turquoise, but it's so cold. I gotta heat up in the sunshine. That's me and Malak. Nugget. Yeah, destruction! Nothing matters, everything is ephemeral. I even played and lost at backgammon with her 90-something-year-old grandmother. Oh, I tried my first fresca. So what are they buying? Fresca?
You want fresca?
No.
Fresca, it's the name, it's Italian.
Ah,
But what does it mean? I don't know.
What is it?
It's something that you eat on the beach in Egypt. There's some honey inside.
It's like stroop waffles.
We had as kids on the beach.
That's really good. You can get addictive. And then the little cookie. Mmm.
Yeah, the goes hen is the best.
I look a little goes hen هيدا.
Hin's husband. Do you know Ain Gamal is?
أنت عينك
Do you know what? No, I am not a camel, thank you. Do you know what Ain Gamal means?
No.
Walnut.
What about Ain Kamila? Another guy comes up with a tray of like marinated clams. They were delicious, so fresh. Oh my god, this is heaven.
This is very expensive.
This is so good. Oh, they were delicious. I could have had like another 50 kilos. So after I leave, Iman and I have a call to debrief about the trip. Oh, late night pillow talk with my bestie. We had a really fun time over Eid.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to come and hang out with you and your beautiful family over Eid. Yes. It was so magical. I loved it. It warmed my heart.
I mean, they're like, oh, Elissa, blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, they know you.
I'm obviously like,
Of course.
I'm their favorite of the friends
Of
that
course.
they've met. Okay.
Of course.
This is recorded and
Nice.
will go in the video.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay.
The songs love me most. Okay.
Yay.
And one of the conversations that came up revolved around the culture clash that can happen when we come back to our friends and our families and our hometown.
For me, what's sticking in my mind, or at least what I was like not struggling with, but was realizing when I went back, and maybe it's just a sign that I've been in Stockholm way too long, or like I've been Europeanized. That's not even the word. You come back and you have to kind of not bite your tongue, but you have to let a lot of sexist stuff fly. You know?
Literally a couple days ago, I had the same experience with a group of strangers, but having a very honest, open conversation.
First of all, we're all sitting here slightly-ish, not laughing about the story, but laughing about other things.
People were discussing very heavy topics. Specifically, in both our cases, those topics had to do with abuse, physical, mental, emotional, sexual abuse.
And my eyes, when he was describing the event, I'm like, what are you what did you just say?
And basically, they were describing an incredibly abusive relationship. And nobody was really batting an eyelid and like said it so casually. It was definitely not like we were treating the subject with the kind of gravity that it deserved.
We found ourselves very shaken by the nonchalantness of the topic of discussion.
Mm-hmm. And then even like after the next morning, my cousin and I commented, we were like, I was kind of disturbed by that story. And he was like, yeah, me too. I was really disturbed.
And we're sitting here with our millennial wokeness wanting to call out the obscene abuse or descriptions of horrific events, and then we're kind of kept in check immediately.
I mean, this is a horrible thing to say, but this feminist, gung-ho, here's this Western chick showing up, who the hell is she on her white horse, thinking she has it all sorted out, and what the hell, guys, what are you talking about? But also, what the hell, guys, what are we talking about? This is what? We're gonna say this is okay and shut up in 2022?
You don't want to be a buzzkill. And you don't want to be what's now called the woke police.
You don't want to over Westernize the narrative either. There are, I don't know, cultural sensitivities, cultural blah, 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 that you maybe need to take into consideration. And I find it super hard to find that balance.
Yeah, I think your first response is actually most of the time, don't cause more conflict. Especially in this part of the world, there are so many concepts Western concepts that haven't even been popularized here. Triggers and traumas are things that just started being discussed here. It's language that doesn't exist in Arabic. So we're really our generation is the first to kind of engage with this, with the words like abuse or gaslighting.
You literally have to invent the term in that culture and then share and spread the ideology behind that term so you can start a dialogue. And once you have their understanding and you have compassion, dive in there and just dismantle all of their belief systems with your foolproof arguments and completely break apart all of the patriarchally instilled constructs in their minds so that they end up wearing pussy hats and burning their bras without anyone realizing what happened. What are the crazy topics of conversation that came up this Eid break with your family and your friends where they've maybe said something that you just cannot believe was just uttered? What are those stories? What are those moments? I know we're not the only ones who go through this, so let me know your stories down in the comments. Follow, subscribe to Womena or me, Freiha, and I will see you right here in 2 weeks.
That's pretty deep shit, dude. I didn't expect that conversation to go this way. Elissa, love you. Okay.